All right, I'm back. So it's been a long while since I've last posted a video, and the majority of my time has been hanging out with these guys and just enjoying life, living life. 2019 was the last time I competed. It was a long competitive season for me. Basically it took up the entire year. So I sacrificed, a lot of family time, for bodybuilding. And of course, 2020, the pandemic hit. So that was kind of an off year. So quality of life obviously wasn't the greatest. And then this year, 2021, started out with a thought of competing, but realized that it just wasn't the right time. And I needed to spend more time and more focus on my family. So that's basically what I've been doing. Majority of my energy has gone in that direction, and definitely has been a good decision, and it's felt great, and I've enjoyed life. But I'm definitely getting the fire again. I'm getting antsy to get back on the stage, and I'm ready to do this thing for 2022. And I decided that I'm going to bring Alberto in my corner and let him coach me, I should say, from start to finish. It's something that I've never done in the past. I've brought the other coaches in for certain phases of prep, but never from start to finish. So I'm looking forward to just, in a sense, just handing the keys over to Alberto, let him guide me all the way, and just let me focus on putting the work in without second guessing myself. Of course, there'll be plenty of communication. I definitely want to do my job as an athlete and let him know exactly what I'm experiencing, so that way he can make the best judgment calls for myself. So let me dive into my goals as far as the order of importance for 2022. So, number one, of course, is to just enjoy the process. What's the point of doing this if you're not having fun, if you're not enjoying it? So that's always going to be at the forefront. And I don't want to have a prep at the end of the day where I'm like, man, I was just miserable for 6 months or whatever the case. So I want to enjoy the process. That's, of course, goal number one. My second goal is just to simply learn more about myself. And, I've grown as a person, whenever I've gone through contest preps. Because if you think about it, you're really taking yourself to some uncomfortable territory. Even at 50 years of age, I still have a lot more to learn about myself as well as about the sport. And again, that's another reason, to bring Alberto in, get some more perspective outside of myself. And I'm sure at times we'll probably even defer out to Eric, Brad, Andrea to get, their perspective, to get their input. This helps me as an athlete, as a coach, to continue to grow. But also, I think as a coaching team, we're all working together as a collective unit to grow as a team. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. Third goal, I want to be able to educate and inspire others through my process. And that's the fuel for making these videos. And also the person that I have first in mind, by sharing my journey, sharing my process, is my son. At some point, I'm sure he's going to come back and watch these videos. But more importantly, he's watching me every single day. So everything I do, like just getting up in the morning, making breakfast, going out there and training in the garage and all that, like he's watching every move I make. In a sense, I'm kind of under a microscope. And the way I kind of see it is, actions speak louder than words. So if he's seeing the work ethic, if he's seeing the daily commitment, the consistency, and if I'm doing it, let's say, with a positive mindset, I'm not complaining about hunger, I'm not complaining about low energy, I'm just trying to stay as positive as possible, just putting one foot in front of the other. If he sees, that physique, it's going to speak for itself. And if he sees me up on stage, which he has in the past, he kind of knows the reasonings behind everything that I'm doing. And I'm hoping that will transcend, how he approaches things in life. If at some point, he's like, hey, Dad, I want to do this bodybuilding thing, of course, I would, fully support him. But if it's, right now he's into karate, if it's karate, hey, we'll do that. If it's, hey, Dad, I want to play piano, then we'll do that. I just want to show, the hard work, what it can lead to. My fourth one, number 4, is to fulfill current potential. Now, I don't know if I've made improvements. My goal in 2021 was to actually have somewhat of an off season. And even though I am 50 years old, the goal was to see if I can put a little bit of muscle on. Wasn't sure if that was going to be the case or not. I know Eric said, hey, Jeff, at the very least, you're definitely going to maintain muscle mass. And gauging by my off season photo, the way I'm looking, I've definitely accomplished that as far as maintaining size. I don't see any regression whatsoever. So I think, from that perspective, the off season has been very successful, especially, being that I am a half century old. So we'll see with the contest prep. The goal would be to maintain as much of that muscle as possible. I can pose better, I can peak better, then I can maybe give off the illusion that I did put some size on. And if I did, if in fact, maybe pick up just a little bit more muscle, hey, we'll take that to the bank. The goal again, fulfill the current potential. And if that potential happens to exceed where I was in the past, to me, just look at that, as a bonus. So number 5, I want to compete and have fun with Alberto. He's going to be prepping as well in 2022. So how cool would it be to be on stage with my good friend Alberto, my coach, competing against him, as an athlete, as a teammate. So that's going to be a lot of fun. The last time that we've got on stage together was way back in 2011. So it's been 10 years. And actually, by the time we get on stage together, it's probably going to be closer to 11 years. Those opportunities 10 years ago, I was like, oh, okay, we're going to do this all the time. But the reality is that, it hasn't happened in a decade. So I just don't know if we're going to have another one of those opportunities in the future. So I want to make the most of it and just enjoy the journey together. And if I can stay healthy past 2022, then, maybe I compete again in 2023 and share the stage with Eric. That's when he plans on making his return. And I need you guys to help me out a little bit in the comment section. And I need you to encourage Brad to make his way back to the stage, because I would love to be able to get on stage, with all of us at the same time. That would be the ultimate goal. So you guys need to inspire Brad to, come out of bodybuilding retirement and get back on stage. Number 6, as far as my goals, I want to prove and actually reinforce what others have done before me, like the Marshall Johnsons of the world, that you can basically compete on a high level even at an advanced age. We're still seeing a lot of older guys do extremely well on the natural bodybuilding stage. A lot of the success is attributed to the maturity level, the number of years in the gym, the muscle maturity, right? Like that dense muscle. And now though, I think what we're seeing is, the younger athletes are kicking some serious ass. And I think a lot of that has to do with the education and just the fact that, good information is at our fingertips. And I think the sport has definitely evolved. It's kind of cool to see, that younger athletes are doing really, really well. And, I would like to think that, I've had a little part of that, just basically being in the public for the last 10 or 11 years or so and sharing my journey, sharing experiences also with the team, as far as Eric Helms, Alberto, Brad, Andrew. We've been able to disperse a lot of great general information, help the sport grow. So it's kind of nice that, I'll be able to get on stage as an older guy, not sure if I can still hang or not. And even if I can't hang, and some of the younger athletes end up kicking my ass, there's going to be a sense of pride to that. Number 7 is definitely to be competitive. My early years, that probably would have been number 1, to be competitive, to win shows. Now it's all the way down at number 7. Of course, when I'm on stage, I want to be competitive, belong up there. I'm confident that I can still be relevant. If it happens, that I'm just not good enough anymore. I think I'll be content with that as long as I bring my best, my current potential. And then the last one, number 8, is to enjoy the process. I know I said that already. That was number 1, but I feel like it needs to be bookend. Just want to make sure that I'm having fun. And again, the day that I'm not having fun anymore is the day I definitely hang it up. The more experience and wisdom I've gained over the years, I've realized, having a nice blend of external and internal goals, brings me a lot more mental peace. It allows me to keep power in my own hands to define my success as opposed to always relying on others to define it for me. It's liberating, feels really good to be in command of my own happiness. And in the end, this is just bodybuilding. It's a hobby, so I prefer to enjoy it as much as I can. It's taken me a good while to figure all this out for myself. This, type of mentality is what's led me to where I'm at, in my, 35, 36 year journey now. And, of course, often we think of progress. We think of, how much muscle we're adding to our frame, how many, first place trophies there are on the mantle. But for me, progress, can be viewed from many different perspectives. A lot of the internal progress I've continued to accrue over the years is what's continuing to fuel me forward and make another run towards the stage. So that is my thoughts. I'll leave it here for the first video. Hope you guys enjoy this. Again, I'm going to thank you guys in advance for the support. Questions, any comments, feel free to drop those below. And I'll do my best to engage with you guys. And if I don't, it's nothing personal. It's just the fact that, I have family, I have work, I have my own training and all that to kind of take care of first. But I would definitely do my best to engage and interact with you guys because, I do enjoy that part of it, especially in today's, day and age where, everything is just so fast paced with social media. But the YouTubes, I definitely enjoy doing the long form videos because I get to express myself and share the journey. And I think, a lot of us, we're all the same in a sense. We're all very relatable. So anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Have a great week, guys. Talk soon.